The joint chiropractic adjustment of the game. Wonderful play here. Tyler Van Dyke under heavy pressure. Fires one to the end zone, and an adjustment by Charleston Rambo for the touchdown. Rambo, an incredible catch on the play. Tyler Van Dyke, an incredible throw. It hangs up there. Look at Rambo make the adjustment for the touchdown. The joint chiropractic adjustment of the game. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr., joined now by Josh Darrow. Coming up on Saturday, Miami and Pittsburgh, the 41st meeting between the Hurricanes and the Panthers. Well, fellas, this could be another nail-biter. The last 3 games for the University of Miami has been decided by 6 points. So, Miami and Pittsburgh, perhaps another very close game. It's where Miami plays. They play in the house of close games right now.
Well, Joe, I'll take a close game. That means that you've got a chance to win it at the end, no matter what it is. I believe that this is going to be a ball game where Miami is going to have to strain for 60 minutes, guys. I believe that they're facing an offense that can put up a gazillion points. They're facing an offense that has a very, very good offensive line. And defensively, they're going to press this Hurricane offense on the outside with the corners, but more importantly, they do so much on the inside with the mixes trying to get to the quarterback. It's going to be a challenge, and like I said, I'll settle for close.
Close means you have a shot, and we kind of know how those games go. We felt it on both sides of the equation. I just say, how great was that feeling in the locker room on Sunday? I mean, that was joyous. You almost forget what it feels like. They could have poured more water, played more music, had more dancing.
I saw him jumping up and down and dancing. He was celebrating like he got the game ball.
Last year, Miami won the close games, right?
Correct.
They won the close games in the fourth quarter. That's been the difference so far this year. They're a couple plays away from being 3-0 in the conference and going against Pittsburgh, who is also 3-0 in the conference. But I suspect that's the way it's going to go the rest of the season. They got to find a way to win those close games.
Yeah, they have to find a way to win those close games. And Tyler Van Dyke said after the game, just in passing, what a great confidence booster, right? Because you get on the other side and you figure out how to win, and that hopefully should propel this team forward. I joked at the injury report, people were hurting their face from smiling so hard.
There you go.
But it was a great deal. But I think that also speaks to how smart you have to play, right? And Manny just talked about when the moments are there to finish or make the plays, because you know it's going to come down to a play or two.
Well, Van Dyke feels like, or it seems like he's unfazed by a lot of this so far. And if he continues to play well, there's going to be a lot more attention on him. But it looks like he has taken over a leadership role and has embraced it.
He has, Joe. And Josh, you're down there with me in the locker room when we're talking with him. He seems unfazed. And you look at the TV copy, he's looking at the sideline to Coach Lashley, or he's getting a signal coming in. He's focused on it and unrattled. And that's really what you want from the quarterback. The thing that he's got to make sure continues to happen, and this goes back into the close games deal, is not turning the football over. I think that was the beauty of what happened last week against North Carolina State. I felt that the team that gave it away was going to be the team that lost.
And I think we saw from Tyler some growth in that area, because there were some times where he had the pressure and he scrambled. He just threw it away, right? Just go play another play. Don't hurt yourself. But I think the biggest telling thing that we saw from Tyler Van Dyke over these 3 games, even in the 2 losses, I think his character, toughness, and resiliency, that fortitude, just speaks to the kind of guy he can be, right? Then the payoff was against NC State in his performance, but to understand the position he was thrown in, to take over the team, to be put in that spot, especially for where the team was, understanding the pressure on him, the pressure on the program, and to see how he performed late in those games when things could have gone completely differently. I think we already saw the kind of guy we had. We may not have saw the result in those 2 games, but I think we saw the kind of quarterback we have and a guy you want in that position.
And Josh, you're down there on the sideline. I think it's great to have De'Aaron King there. I mean, those guys have had a relationship since they both got on campus, and they have been in the meeting rooms. And De'Aaron can sometimes interpret things different than maybe Rhett Lashley or some of the other input that he's getting.
And against NC State, who was sitting right by his side? De'Aaron King sitting right by his side. It's De'Aaron King, Tyler Van Dyke, Rhett Lashley speaking to both of them, usually Mike Harley or Rambo or someone to the other side. And so he's surrounded by experience, and that certainly helps him. And you never see him waver. You don't see him get up or get down too much. He just kind of comes over, sits down, talks to his coach. Sometimes he talks to his coach going right off the field. But, they just talk through the game, and that's it.
As Don mentioned, Miami's got a big challenge against Pittsburgh's offense. But I feel like the Miami defense, some good things are starting to happen. Now, they are having lapses where they give up easy touchdown drives, too easy, without resistance like we saw at the end of the first half. But the other night, their run defense, again, was better. They held them to 111 yards rushing. Probably it was be in the 70s if you take the fake punt out. Against Carolina, the run defense was 220-some yards, but the number of yards per carry is under 4 yards per carry. So they're getting more people around the ball. The run defense is getting a little bit better. The next thing that has to happen is we've got to get some more turnovers.
Joe, I'll start with the turnovers. The takeaway is what this defense is built on. They're still doing a nice job for tackles for losses. They're tops in the top categories in the country in that department. But what you look at on this defense is I started to see it last week. I saw the linebacker play better. Steed played is probably his best game as I remember calling. But more importantly, you're getting the hustle out of the waves of defensive linemen. They're running two groups. They're getting quarterback pressure. They got a touch. They knocked the ball down at the line of scrimmage. It was important for that to happen. But overall, you're starting to see this unit come together, even with new faces, Josh.
I like the way the defensive line played, too. You saw early in the game, guys were getting penetration, playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Saw John Ford there. Nesta made some good plays. I also think the guy that's kind of gone under the radar a little bit is DeAndre Johnson. I think his game has come along as he's been healthy. Gotten through camp, gotten more reps, settled into a position. I think they have a good rotation on the outside. Zach McLeod never gives up. I mean, he never, ever, ever gives up. And I think, Wayman Steed should be congratulated as well. He had to come in and fill a big role. And then on the back end, the thing about, we talk about James Williams a lot for the big plays. To me, the thing that I like about James Williams, I like the routine plays. Like you see a guy, forget the big hits and all that kind of stuff. He comes down and tracks a tackler and usually doesn't miss, and puts him on the ground. And so that ability to close space and get guys on the ground, to me, the routine stuff that he does, I think we missed that part of the conversation because we got caught up in some other stuff. But he does some stuff on the back end that you really like out of your safety play.
He'll have an even bigger role coming up against Pittsburgh without Bubba Bolden. All right, we'll talk more about the Pitt Panthers as we continue on the Manny Diaz Show right after this.
If you train like a pro, then you should be treated like a pro. Much like the human body, our team of sports medicine experts moves as one to achieve a singular goal. Recover your game.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and we all know that the most important part of winning a championship is getting there. And when the Miami Hurricanes need to get their equipment to each game, they call Good Greek Moving and Storage. The Miami Hurricanes trust the Good Greek, and so should you. So move like a champ and go to goodgreek.com. Good Greek Moving and Storage, the official movers of the Miami Hurricanes.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.